Morning, Luke! Summer break started this weekend for you kids, didn't it?
Good morning, Grandma. Yeah, it's finally summer vacation.
You're up nice and early. I thought you'd still be sleeping since it's a Sunday.
I wake up at 6 in the morning for school usually, so on weekends I can't help but wake up at 6.
I'm proud of you for waking up so early. You know, Grandma also wakes up at 6. It's very good for your health to wake up early. But remember to get enough sleep. You know what they say, early bird catches the worm.
Ew, Grandma. Worms are gross.
You're right, dear. Worms are pretty gross. Maybe they should change it to gummy worm instead.
Yeah, gummy worms are way better.
Anyway, I wanted to say thank you for coming along yesterday to see Grandpa at the cemetery. I know you maybe don't understand why grown-ups bother with stuff like that, but it made Grandma really happy that you were there. And even though Grandpa isn't here anymore, I'm sure he was happy you came to visit him too.
Really? If Grandpa was happy, then I'm happy too. Even though I got a bit sleepy when Uncle Hank was talking so much. I hope Grandpa wasn't mad at me for getting sleepy.
Don't tell anyone, but I got sleepy too. I hope he isn't mad at both of us. I can't help but get sleepy when people talk for too long, so don't worry.
Hey, Grandma? Grandpa passed away when I was 5 years old, right? Why did everyone get together again like that time at his funeral?
I see Mom and Dad didn't explain this to you, dear. See, Grandpa passed away 5 years ago, and in our family, we have a tradition of visiting the graves of any relatives that passed away every 5 or 10 years. Or at least we try to. Most of our family seems to be too busy to visit these days. Anyway, I know it's not something every family does, but we like to come together and remember our relatives that passed away.
Oh, I think I understand now.
That way, Grandpa doesn't get lonely, and we can all tell stories about when he was still here with us.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm glad Grandpa doesn't get lonely. But, Grandma, don't you get lonely without Grandpa around anymore?
Well, of course I get lonely sometimes without Grandpa here. But I remember that Grandpa is up there looking out over all of us, and he wouldn't want me to be sad. I don't want him to see me sad, so I try my best to keep smiling so he can see my smile every day.
I see. But, Grandma, when you're home all by yourself, don't you get sad and lonely? I get kinda sad when I'm home alone.
Are you home all by yourself right now, dear?
Yeah, every day.
I guess with your parents working every day, you must be pretty lonely when you're home all by yourself, huh? We all get a bit lonely when we're all by ourselves sometimes. I know for me, I don't think about it too much when I go out for shopping or something. But when I get back and I'm alone at home, I sometimes get lonely without Grandpa around.
When that happens, what do you do, Grandma?
Well, I suppose that only happens when I get really bored. So when that happens, I'll keep myself busy by cleaning the house, cooking food, or watching my drama series.
So you just do chores to keep busy?
I guess you could put it like that. But that way I'm too busy doing things I like to be feeling lonely and sad. If it forces you to concentrate on something other than the loneliness, then it doesn't matter what you do. In your case, Luke, it might help to play video games or focus on your schoolwork. I don't mind if you text me either. That way we're both keeping busy. Grandma also gets bored of doing housework, you know.
So I just need to focus on something, huh? Alright, I'll try that, Grandma. Thank you.
Don't worry, dear. Grandma used to hate being alone as a kid, too. But you're not alone. I'm always here to talk if you want to. It gets better as you get older, I promise. Grandma quite enjoys her time being alone. Who knows? You might like being by yourself too eventually. I promise there is nothing wrong with that.
Got it. I'll text you when I'm bored. Thank you, Grandma.
Anytime, my dear. Luke? Honey, were you at my house just now?
I don't know.
But I just saw a boy that looked exactly like you running out of my backyard. He was even wearing the same baseball cap I gave you last year. It was a bit dark outside, but I know that was you, wasn't it? Did you come into my house to eat the leftovers I had in the fridge? I won't get angry, sweetheart, I promise. Just tell me what happened. Why did you come into Grandma's house to eat food?
I'm sorry.
You don't have to say sorry, dear. I'm really not angry. Grandma just got scared when she heard someone in the kitchen so late at night. I was really surprised when I saw it was you. Could you tell Grandma why you were here?
I was hungry. I couldn't help it. I was so hungry I just needed to eat something. I'm really sorry, Grandma.
Honey, isn't there anything to eat at home?
No.
Absolutely nothing? No snacks, or cereal, or bread? Isn't there any leftovers or veggies or something?
There's nothing here. There's only tap water.
I don't understand. Why isn't there any food? Didn't Mom and Dad make you any food tonight?
Mom and Dad still aren't back home yet.
They're not back home yet. Luke, what do you mean? When did they leave?
They both left 5 days ago. Mom and Dad haven't come home since. I don't have any money. I didn't know what else to do. I'm sorry. I thought it would be okay if I took food from Grandma.
5 days? Honey, did they leave you completely alone this whole time?
Yeah.
Where did your mom and dad go? Do you know? Did they say anything before they left? Like when they'd be back, maybe?
I don't know. They left after I went to bed. They leave me alone a lot.
They've done this before. When did they start leaving you alone like this?
Yeah. Like, Dad started leaving me and Mom alone at home a lot since last year. And then Mom also started leaving me alone at home this year.
You're saying your parents leave you all alone at home like this pretty often? Without food?
Yeah. They do this a lot.
I can't. This is unbelievable. I'm so sorry this is happening to you, dear. You must be so lonely. If you told Grandma, I would have come to visit you immediately.
Mom told me not to tell anyone that I was alone at home. She said bad people would find out and come to take me away. That is why I didn't tell you, Grandma. She also said I shouldn't go out on my own. But I was so hungry. I just didn't know what else to do. I had to eat something. Mom made me swear. Now I broke our promise.
Don't worry, dear. You did the right thing coming to me.
I would have gone to the store to steal something instead, but I got scared, so I went to Grandma instead. I'm sorry for stealing your food, Grandma.
It's fine, honey. I forgive you. You didn't do anything wrong. I'm proud of you for coming to me instead of going to the store. I have a lot of food at my home. You don't have to feel bad.
I ate the chicken and potatoes you had in the fridge, though.
The roast chicken and potato bake? I bet it was tasty. Did you have some of the pea salad that was in the lower rack?
I did. It was really good. Mom never makes me any chicken. It was so good.
Poor Luke. You were really hungry, weren't you?
I was. I was so lonely without Mom there.
Is that why you asked me if I was sad without Grandpa around and how I handled it? I hope my advice helped, dear. You've been really brave for staying at home all alone. Grandma is really proud of you, you know. I'm so sorry for not noticing sooner.
It's okay, Grandma. When I didn't have food, I could still eat lunch at school during the week, so it wasn't that bad. If I ate lunch at school, I would be fine with no breakfast or dinner, because the lady at school always gives me extra helpings. But Now that summer break started, I don't get to eat lunch at school anymore.
Luke, were you only eating one meal a day?
Well, sometimes Mom leaves me bread or frozen meals in the fridge, but I usually eat those on the weekends when I don't get school lunches. She also leaves me money to buy pizza sometimes, but recently she stopped leaving me food and money.
Oh dear. When did Mom and Dad start acting like this? Do you know why Dad left last year?
When I started going to elementary school. They started fighting with each other a lot. Then Dad started staying away for the weekend, and then he stopped coming home after work. Mom started doing the same thing a few years ago.
Goodness, dear. That's terrible, Luke. I'm so sorry.
But Mom told me not to tell anyone. I broke my promise. I told Grandma everything, and I went outside. Now she's going to scream at me. What should I do, Grandma? I don't want her to scream again.
Don't worry about a thing, Luke. I promise Mom won't get mad at you. I won't let her scream at you again. Grandma will take care of everything, so don't stress, dear.
Really?
Of course! Grandma is coming to pick you up now. Is that fine?
No? Yeah. Are you sure Mom won't be angry at me?
Grandma will talk to her and sort this out, don't worry. I'll make sure to protect you. I won't let her scream at you ever again. If you're fine with it, how about you stay over at Grandma's tonight? Are you still hungry, dear?
Just a bit, yeah. Okay, I'll stay over at Grandma's.
Why don't we stop at the store to get some ice cream? You can have whatever flavor you'd like. Then we can have ice cream while we watch a movie. How does that sound?
What kind of movie?
Any movie you'd like, dear.
Okay, I'd like that. Thank you, Grandma.
Luke! Where have you gone? Answer me immediately. Oh, so you're finally back. You're not at home, I can tell that. Where are you? Explain yourself, fast. Just out for a little stroll, you see. What? Luke! I told you you're not allowed outside. What do you think you're doing? Don't you ever listen to a word I say. I made you promise not to go outside, and then you break that promise. When you get back, you're in a lot of trouble. I hope you understand what kind of punishment is waiting for you. Come home immediately! Punishment? What kind of punishment? Don't play dumb with me. You know what I'm talking about. If you keep having this attitude with me, I'm going to make you sit in the cold bath for 2 hours. You hear? And if you're not home in 15 minutes, I'm going to make you sleep in the basement again. Is that understood? That's a bit cruel, don't you think? It'll be freezing cold. If I don't punish you severely enough, you won't understand how bad your actions were. Clearly, you have to learn the hard way. Or what? Do you think I should give you an even more severe punishment? For back-talking to me this whole time? You seem to be mistaken, Stephanie. You're not speaking to your son right now. This is your mother-in-law you're speaking to right now. It's been a while since we last talked, hasn't it? Huh? Marie? Is that you? Why are you using Luke's phone to respond? Where is he? Because he's currently staying with me. That's why. I went to pick him up at your house last night, actually. Why would you do that? See, your son snuck into my house last night scrounging for food. I'm so terribly sorry. I can't believe my son would do something so outrageous. I told him not to go outside, then he goes and does something like this. I'll come over right now to pick him up. No thanks. You can stay right where you are. He's staying with me. More importantly, I'd like to ask you a few questions about what you thought you were saying to Luke just now. I'm very curious about what this cold bath and sleeping in the basement was all about. Don't you agree that, whatever it is that you were planning to do, It was way outside the scope of disciplining a child. I just got a bit ahead of myself. I was just exaggerating a bit to scare Luke, that's all. I wasn't actually planning on doing any of those things. You know that, right? Steph, I know you're lying. Don't bother pretending. I can never trust a word you say. I know you're always lying about everything. And I know that neither of you look after your son properly. He's been mistreated and abused for years. Poor Luke told me everything. Honestly, you people are despicable. You dare call yourselves parents? Is Luke at your house right now? I can come over and we can talk this through. There's no need for any rash decisions, right? No, Luke is actually here at the hospital right now. With me. What? Why? The poor boy hasn't had anything to eat for quite a few days, it seems. I brought him here so they can examine him. He's been given a drip because of how dehydrated he was. He's dangerously underweight as well. Something like 20 pounds under the average weight for his age. Luke's always been a bit on the thinner side. He's not underweight, I swear. His pediatrician even assured me that he's perfectly healthy for his age. That's strange. The doctors here are all saying he's showing clear signs of chronic malnutrition. They say the boy looks like he hasn't been eating normally for months. Possibly years. Oh, but don't get me wrong, Steph. You're not the only one that will have to answer for what's happened to your child. Where has my son been this whole time? Why aren't either of you taking care of your child? Both of you should get severely punished for what you did to this poor child. I've already made up my mind when I saw how you had treated poor Luke. I'm going to report this to the Child Protective Services. The hospital luckily offered to report you two to social services for me, so I'll be asking them to do that. You're reporting us? Please, Marie. That won't be necessary. We can discuss this privately. There's no need to go to the CPS over this. This is just a simple misunderstanding. I'm not listening to a word you say to me. You lying rat. Oh, and be a dear and tell my son that I'm reporting him for child neglect as well. I obviously don't know where that man is skulking around these days, but his days of irresponsible behavior are numbered. Marie, please. Be reasonable. You know what this will do to us if word comes out that we... Enough, Stephanie. Take some responsibility for your actions for once. I'm done talking now. I have to go speak to the nurse about filling out the report. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you. Please vacate that house you two are living in right now. I want you out of there ASAP. What are you talking about? How could you ask something like that all of a sudden? I let my son live in that house this whole time because my husband was lending it to him. But I finally had enough. I've decided that I'm done lending it to him and you. So please, vacate the home and leave immediately. What? That's unreasonable. You can't just expect us to leave our home like this. Where are we supposed to go? What's unreasonable about this, dear? After my husband passed away, I became the owner of the property. I have every right to kick you two out. I was just letting you two stay there out of goodwill. Up until now, of course. Now that I know you two were neglecting my poor grandson and staying in hotels for weeks at a time, I see no reason why I should let you two continue staying there. I don't care. You can't just kick us out on the street out of nowhere. I have a child, after all. You two barely visit the place anymore. You're always out somewhere, leaving Luke alone at home. You barely have any use for the place as it stands. Oh, and don't worry about little Luke. I'll look after him instead. I've decided I'm going to adopt and raise him. Did you really report us to the CPS? I did, yes. A social worker just arrived here to speak to me and Luke, actually. I'm waiting in a different room. The nurse and the social worker are going to go speak with Luke now about his situation. I was told family and acquaintances have to wait somewhere else so they can interview the child without any interference. Are we going to get arrested for this? I can't go to prison over this. The fact that you realize you might get arrested over this tells me you at least have some sense of awareness of what you've done. If only you'd been so concerned about the state of your own child, rather than about whether or not you're going to get arrested. You don't understand. I really can't afford to have this show up in my criminal record. No one can afford to have this show up on their record, you idiot! You and your husband both work in a field that relies on trustworthy people, don't you? Trustworthy, responsible adults. Adults that can take care of and look out for the safety of children that are about as old as Luke is. Listen, if word gets out about this, I'm 100% going to lose my job. Please understand. Dear, I completely understand. Which is exactly why I'm not letting either of you off the hook. Now, how about you tell me what you two have been doing while you left your child at home all alone? If I tell you, will you make sure we don't end up getting arrested? Promise me you'll convince the social worker and the police this is some big misunderstanding. I might consider it, if you can somehow convince me that I shouldn't have you two arrested. So tell me, why shouldn't I? 5 years ago, my marriage between my husbands started falling apart. We would constantly be getting into fights over petty things and screaming at each other. My husband started sleeping over at a friend's place, and eventually a hotel for long periods of time. I didn't want to deal with him anymore, so I also started staying in a hotel for a while. I eventually met someone at work. He helped to console me over my broken marriage, and things eventually developed into a relationship. You cheated on your husband then. You're saying your marriage was on the rocks, so you left your son to fend for himself so you could have an affair with some random man you met at work. It wasn't just me, okay? Vincent was also cheating on me that whole time. I even know who he's cheating on me with. I saw who he was texting when he left it open on the couch by accident. You were both having an affair. All the while leaving your poor child at home. My husband is having an affair with one of his colleagues. This colleague has a spouse and children too. And what about you? What does it matter? He's also cheating on me. What? You think you're beyond critique just because you uncovered your husband's affair? Do you think you're somehow better than your husband? How do you think that makes any sense? Fine. My affair partner is the father of one of Luke's classmates, okay? Wait. Are you saying that you're also having an affair with a married man then? And yet you try to put yourself above your husband's infidelity. You're both selfish, unsympathetic child neglectors. I'm sorry, okay? I guess I'll have to inform the partners of the people you were having affairs with as well, since they were both married with children. What? No! Why would you do something like that? They don't know that their partners are cheating on them, do they? It would be incredibly cruel not to inform them about this. Do you have any idea how much trouble this could cause for us if they found out? They could drag us to court over this. Indeed. Here's hoping they demand compensation for all the emotional damages you two caused. You reap what you sow, Stephanie, dear. But I can't afford for this to become a huge mess. This will ruin my life for sure. You should understand that much at least, right? Me and my husband work in education. We can't afford for our reputation to be smeared like this. We'd never be able to get a job in teaching ever again. Yes, I'm quite aware. Who would have thought two teachers would cheat on each other with a classmate's parent and another colleague at the school? And to think you were neglecting your 10-year-old child all this time as well. You might never live this down. No one will ever want to hire someone as untrustworthy and despicable as you two. I hope you're prepared for what's coming. Please, Marie, listen. I love my job. I can't afford for this to come to light. Oh, looks like the interview with the social worker just finished. I've got a few words with the social worker before he leaves. I'll speak to you again, Stephanie. Wait, come on, Marie! You don't have to do this, do you? Think about Luke! What's going to happen to him if you go through with this? Little Luke will probably be taken away from you two for the time being. Then they will come to speak to you two individually. After that, I guess we'll have to see. I obviously don't want Luke to go into foster care. He's very dear to me. I'll be asking the social worker if Luke can be left in my care instead. Marie. Good luck with all that's in store for you two.
What the hell do you mean, good luck? You're going to ruin my life! Luke is my son. You can't just take him away from me.
I don't care what happens to you two. You dug these graves, now you get to lie in them. All I care is that Luke is safe, and I'll only rest easy once I know he has someone who cares deeply about him and his well-being. Even if that isn't me, I'd be fine with knowing he's safe with someone else.
How can you be so nonchalant about all of this? It's going to be your fault if we end up on the streets after all of this.
My fault? Whose fault is it that Luke was left starving at home? You should have prioritized your own son before going after some other man to satisfy your needs. I don't give a damn about you two. You've showed me exactly the kind of people you really are. I hope justice comes down hard on you. Whether you get fired from your job or end up getting arrested for child neglect. Either way, your punishment won't be enough for what you've put little Luke through. I hope you're prepared for what's coming. After that, I kicked my son and his wife out of the house they were borrowing from me. I consulted with the caseworker that was assigned to me and Luke, and it was agreed upon that I would take Luke in to care for him. While Stephanie and Vincent didn't end up getting arrested for the neglect of their child. But unfortunately for them, we live in a state where it is still legal to sue someone for committing adultery. And thus, each partner of the person they were having an affair with sued them for breaking up their marriages, and they were forced to pay reparations. Word got out at school that Stephanie and Vincent were being sued for their adultery, and the students started causing a scene with all of the name-calling and insults. Although they were employed at different schools, their employers quickly got wind of their affairs, but also the fact that they had neglected their own child, and they both had their employment immediately terminated. They finally decided on getting divorced. I'm not sure what happened to the two after that, as Vincent has always kept minimum contact with me. But I prefer it this way, to be honest. I recently finalized the adoption process, and I have now officially become Luke's legal guardian. I'm glad that I can finally give Luke the love and attention that he's been denied for so long. I plan on taking good care of him for as long as he plans on staying with me. I thankfully have my retirement money and the inheritance money my husband left me when he passed away. That said, I don't plan on sitting on my backside doing nothing all day. Therefore, I decided to start a part-time job helping out at a retirement home nearby. Since I worked as a nurse for most of my life, I'll mostly be assisting the nurses at the retirement home with basic patient care. To think I was still planning the future of my retirement just a few weeks ago. Now I'm raising another child again. But I have no regrets regarding my choice to intervene. I'm excited for what the future holds, and I want to make sure Luke is part of that future. And if he allows me to be a part of his future, then that's all the better. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to see more content.